We'll call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. I want to acknowledge that we're in Treaty 1 territory and the land on which we are meeting is the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Ojibwe, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and the homeland of the Red River Métis Nation. As a council and a municipality, we will continue to work on moving forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in the spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. I'll ask for a motion for the adoption of the minutes.
Resolve that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held at City Hall on October 14th, 2025 be adopted as circulated.
Thank you. We have no delegations this evening. Oh, no, I guess I'll move and second it. Sorry. Moved by Councillor Doyle, seconded by Councillor Espy. All those in favor? And that is carried. I will calm down. I know it's a Blue Jays game tonight, but don't need to rush right through. Here we go. Okay, we have no delegations. We'll move in, no public hearings. We'll move into Finance, Legislative, and Property Committee. Councillor Massey.
Thank you, Worship and colleagues. Last committee meeting last month, you saw this proposal of the 2026 annual tax sale. You've had some time to look at it, so I'll just make the recommendation that the City of Portage la Prairie approve September 22nd, 2026 as the date for the 2026 tax sale for real property with the 2024 property taxes outstanding in accordance with Tax Sale Bylaw 20-8708 and the Municipal Act.
Moved by Councillor Massey, seconded by Councillor Meyer. All those in favor? And that is carried. Thank you. City Planning and Economic Development Committee, Councillor Meyer.
Thank you, Your Worship. City Planning and Economic Development Committee has nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. Community Services Committee, Councillor Espy.
Thank you, Your Worship. The Community Service Committee has nothing to report.
Thank you. Waterworks Committee, Councillor Nichols.
Thank you, Your Worship. Waterworks Committee has nothing to report.
Thank you. Transportation Committee, Councillor Porter.
Thank you, Your Worship. Transportation has nothing to report.
Thank you. Public Safety Committee, Councillor Doyle.
Thank you, Your Worship. Public Safety Committee also has nothing to report.
Thank you. We have no items of deferred business. We'll move right into new business. We have our third quarter financial statements and projected year end. Councillor Massey.
Thank you, Worship and colleagues. Before you have the 2025 quarter 3 financial statements and projected year-end balances. Our role this evening is to look at those and approve the financial statements. That's the recommendation, but just a couple of points I'll make. You'll notice on some of the revenue on the general fund, we are projecting a year-end surplus of $592,000, and you'll see the different variances there and explanation. So if you have questions on any of those, administration I'm sure can give you more detail, but that's where we're looking right now to end up on the general fund side. On the utility side, once again, we are projecting a year-end surplus of $1,966,000. You'll notice the various variances again there, expenses and revenue. They provide you some of the detail of what the changes have been. Just to remind you, these surpluses, we put them back into capital projects, so we are responsible as a council to ensure we're always reinvesting our surpluses at the year end into capital. So even though people see a surplus, it goes right back into our capital program. So with that, I'd recommend that the council of the City of Portage la Prairie approve the 2025 quarter 3 financial statements as presented.
Moved by Councillor Massey, seconded by Councillor Meyer. Any questions or comments from anyone? No? Thank you to our finance team and all those in favor. And that is carried. Next item of new business is the September building reports. Councillor Meyer.
Thank you, Your Worship. In respect to the time for the Jays game at 7 o'clock, I will keep my report short. No, actually, of course, Council, in front of you, as usual, we have both the city and the RM permits for the month of September. And so I just want to point out a couple of quick things. First of all, draw your attention to the combined report, as we always deal with it with the regional aspect. So when you have a look at it, you will see that permits are down year over year. That is not unexpected. That is exactly following the pattern that it has this year, and because of the last success of the last number of years. A couple of things I really want to point out is that you will notice that the pattern remains the same throughout the year. 26 permits for new single housing compared to 17 last year. So you start to see an increase in development, and of course we know what that leads to as well. You will see repairs are down, probably because most of the repairs have been done. I'm not sure why that's there, but once again, you still see the repairs happening, and I think that's an important aspect, again, of people putting money back into their homes around, which is the sign of a healthy community. You're also going to see the commercial new and repair. They follow the same pattern as last year. Values may be down a bit, but the permits are there, so you still show the action is going on. Industrial, we know where that's at. Institutional, we know the hospital has pulled most of their permits already, but you start to see some new ones coming on there as well. I won't comment on farm buildings, as those are primarily in the RM. But once again, cottage industry for RTMs and for moving of RTMs or buildings, it certainly follows that same pattern as it has before. So in summary, 254 permits last year at this time for $336 million. 200 permits this year for $29.5 million, but of course you extrapolate the hospital numbers out of there and it's following a similar pattern. So they may be down, but the planning district is extremely busy along with all the other economic partners that we have in our community. And that is my report.
Thank you. Any questions for Councillor Meyer? No.
Thank you, Worship.
Thank you. Okay. Always a favorite time around the table is our new business quarterly reports for information only. We'll start with city planning and economic development. Councillor Meyer.
Thank you, Your Worship. And this is really good following on the heels of the building report, because again, it's the work and the effort of not only the planning district, but of course our PRED department that does help that. So our director of economic development is away at this point in time, and so I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce Ms. Kelly MacArthur, who is our marketing and tourism coordinator underneath the PRED banner. So she's going to present the report tonight. Ms. MacArthur.
Yep, you can stay right there, Ms. MacArthur.
Perfect. Thank you, councillors and your worship, esteemed colleagues, representatives around the table. Everyone can hear me okay if I sit like this while I read? So Q3 was another strong quarter for economic development across the Portage region. In August, we hosted our 3rd annual Developers Day, which most of you attended, thank you. And it was a great opportunity to bring together investors, developers, and partners to share ideas and explore new opportunities for both residential and commercial regional growth. At the end of September, we also carried out our annual business walks, which most of you attended as well, thank you, which helps us connect directly with local business owners, hear their challenges, and identify ways we can better support them. The feedback we gathered will help shape future strategies, and we'll be able to share that report with you soon. Throughout the quarter, we ran a number of targeted campaigns and initiatives, including attending the Special Pulse and Crops Conference, highlighting our agricultural strengths, and a poster campaign promoting the Dakota Teepee Business Workshop to encourage entrepreneurship. We also launched an awareness campaign with a local media outlet focused on the importance of economic development and the role PRED plays in supporting it. Progress also continues on major projects like the Byproduct Opportunities Initiative with the Food Development Center, which aligns with our newly released industrial development strategy. We have a lot of strategies in place. We're wrapping up work on the socioeconomic impact assessment and the immigration readiness update, both of which help strengthen our capacity to welcome newcomers and grow our workforce in partnership with Mitch right here. On the cultural side, we had the honor of attending a ribbon skirt making workshop and took part in Orange Shirt Day, continuing to build community connections and advance reconciliation through our SETI partnership. We also completed training on tourism economic impact modeling and attended the Agritourism Corridor presentation, which has opened the door for new conversations about how we can better connect agriculture, tourism, and regional branding to attract visitors and investment. As we close out Q3, our focus remains on supporting strong, sustainable growth across the region. Looking ahead to Q4, we'll continue advancing investment attraction, business retention, and expansion, using data-driven strategies to position the Portage region for long-term long-term success heading into 2026. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
I'd like to open the floor for any questions at this time.
Does anybody have any questions for Ms. MacArthur? Councillor Massey.
Thank you, Worship. Not a question, but you referenced the business walks, and I just want to make a comment on the business walks. It was very evident this year from last year how the businesses felt crime was going in our community, and that thanks to the CSO program, the work of the RCMP, everywhere I went to business, they talked about crime and being less of an issue for their business. So that was really great to hear. But maybe my question is there going to be kind of a report or recap of what we all heard? I mean, that was one of the main messages I got from the business walks, which is great to hear. But if there were other things that came up on the other business walks.
Yes, thank you for your question, Councillor Massey. Anem, our Economic Development Coordinator, is working on the report as we speak. From last year's report, we visited 107 businesses. This year, I can tell you now, it was 133 businesses that we all visited. And just like you said, crime has been way down thanks to our CSOs. Everybody was so amazed with the work that they've done. So that report should be released within the next month, to my understanding. But if that changes, I will let you know. Thank you. Some people's handwriting is really hard to decipher as well. It's delayed.
Thank you. Councillor Meyer.
Thank you, Your Worship. Not really a question, just a comment. Thank you, Ms. MacArthur, for presenting that report on behalf of PRED. And I know everybody's aware, but I just want to double check that, of course, PRED is also a regional body. I talk about the planning district being a regional body. PRED is no different. And we did do the business walks, and on the back of Councillor Massey's comments, it was well received. From where it was a year ago when they started to where they are now, I know the comments that I had follow along that same pattern. And I do know that a lot of the business owners were appreciative of that time and steps, and of course, as we wait for the final report. So I just wanted to thank you for that report, remind everybody that we still are a regional body, and that was it. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. MacArthur. Well done. Your first one. Excellent. Okay, Community Services Committee, Councillor SB.
Thank you, Worship. Through your Worship, I would like to call upon Mr. Tillich to present the third quarter report for the PCRC.
Thank you, Councillor Espy, Your Worship. So yeah, PCRC had another busy quarter. Got some highlights to share. I think there was a report submitted already. Okay, so I won't go into all of that, but we'll start with everybody's favorite program, the Local Immigration Partnership. So over the past quarter, the PLIP strengthened our governance and accountability frameworks to align with evolving program goals, partnered with the Portage Regional Economic Development to advance the socio-economic project, holding 2 workshops to ensure local voices shape the research, supported community cultural events including Ukrainian Independence Day, Onam, and Diwali, building cross-cultural connections, helped launch the STEM Discovery Club with the Nigerian Association and Red River College's Innovation Lab, providing hands-on science and technology learning for youth, initiated research on post-grad work permit holders to better understand retention and integration challenges, led a highly visible Welcoming Week campaign with downtown businesses displaying messages of inclusion in a local radio series featuring community voices. Thank you to the mayor for including her voice in that. Co-hosted the New to Reconciliation event with the Portage Friendship Center and Suda Kachicha program, connecting newcomers and Indigenous leaders through shared learning and cultural expression. Supported multiple groups, including the Islamic Association, Ukrainian Orthodox Church, Nigerian Association, and Diwali planning committees with grant applications for community events. Collaborated with the National Indigenous Residential School Museum to support Orange Shirt Day, coordinating groups of volunteers from the ethnocultural associations. In sum, PLIP continued to strengthen collaboration, cultural understanding, and economic inclusion, positioning Portage as a leader in community-based immigration and diversity work. The Youth Hub achieved the highest quarter on record with over 2,200 youth connections, expanded summer drop-in hours with strong participation in recreational, cultural, and skill-building programming, held a youth-led garden box project, which produced local food and taught responsibility, teamwork, and environmental awareness, Continued strong cultural programs, including collaboration with Fort Laramie Museum on a mural reflecting Indigenous culture. Provided life skills, harm reduction, and financial literacy workshops, and resumed cooking classes at full capacity. Increased land-based and cultural activities, including powwow visits, sage picking, beading circles, and a free youth swim at Splash Island. Strengthened community presence through participation in Portage X, Portage Pride, reconciliation events, and a military family day at Southport. The Youth Hub is growing rapidly, engaging hundreds of young people in cultural learning, wellness, and leadership development, and fostering belonging in Portage's next generation. For community pride and events, PCRC led a summer student and green team programs, providing youth employment and community service experience. The team maintained 6 community garden boxes and removed graffiti from 23 local properties, which made a major visible impact across the city. Delivered financial literacy workshops, now certified through a Train the Trainer program. Attended community celebrations, including Onam, Orange Shirt Day, a mural unveiling, and accessibility swing grand opening, which strengthening relationships across programs. Managed the small grants program, which phase 1 is nearing completion, and phase 2 applications were due October 1st, so hopefully everybody got theirs in. Participated in regional training and engagement sessions. Communities in Bloom organized the first joint garden spotlight giveaway with Southport, recognizing residents for beautification and sustainability efforts. Hosted Communities in Bloom Judges Tour, showcasing Island Park, murals, Junkyard Dogs, redevelopment, and the new Peggy May Legacy Center. Judges praised visible progress and the new collaboration between Portage and Southport. PCRC programs are enhancing civic pride, environmental sustainability, and community engagement, connecting residents through visible, hands-on initiatives. The Wowokia program welcomed a new coordinator, Megan Unruh, in August. They maintain 13 active participants. The team is trained in trauma-informed care, resilience, and mental health promotion. They've onboarded 11 clients for counseling through Wowokia's mental health worker, Trevor Latondra. Continued collaboration with community safety and well-being planning, reaching home, and intensive case management teams to support client stability. The Reaching Home and Intensive Case Management team distributed over 40,000 pounds of potatoes in partnership with Second Harvest, supporting food security for daycares, seniors, and households across the region. Participated in Onam and International Overdose Awareness Day, hosting a free barbecue to raise awareness and honor lives lost. Supported Truth and Reconciliation Day with the National Indigenous Residential School Museum. Continued to help unhoused individuals secure and maintain housing and assist with transportation, hygiene supplies, and eviction prevention. The Reaching Home team continues to respond to urgent community needs, from food insecurity to homelessness prevention, and is a key partner in local well-being. The Indigenous Seniors Resource Program provided 82 transportation services, which traveled a total of 540 kilometers for seniors accessing essential services. Hosted 3 social gatherings promoting connection and cultural well-being. Adapted to wildfire smoke by providing indoor wellness kits, including a herb garden project, fresh produce, and recipe cards. And delivered 25 yard care services with help from summer students and youth volunteers, improving accessibility and safety for elders. Overall, it's the strongest quarter yet for community engagement across all programs. Over 2,200 youth engaged, dozens of partner collaborations, and visible public-facing initiatives. Expanded cross-cultural collaboration and support for community-led initiatives, reinforcing Portage's leadership in inclusion and revitalization. Programs directly addressed city priorities, from housing and safety to youth engagement and beautification, which continue to show measurable impact. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just curious, for Portage Local Immigration Partnership, and I know you work a lot to help create ethnocultural associations. How many established now in Portage, say in the last few years? I'm curious.
I think 6 off the top of my head.
Wow, very nice. And so you help them with like constitutions, policies, all that sort of getting started?
Pretty much getting the first sort of meeting together, and then moving on to bylaws and constitution, that kind of stuff. it's up to each association whether or not they want to incorporate, but if they do decide to do that, we help with that process too.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else have questions or comments for Mr. Tilk? Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Councillor Espy?
Thank you, Worship. I would also, through your Worship, like to call upon Mr. Tilk for Suta Kachicha. Or I can read the report myself if that would be fine.
Sure, I got it here. Thank you, Councillor Nichols. During the third quarter, from July to September, Suta Kachicha continued to strengthen cultural representation, partnership development, and community engagement. This quarter focused on planning and collaboration that reflected the growing impact of urban Indigenous strategy. During this quarter, Legacy Nation presented the new design plans for the Indigenous interpretive site to the city managers and planning district and Suta Kachicha. Additionally, Suta Kachicha's application for the Orange Shirt Day grant was approved, ensuring the continuation of our truth and reconciliation efforts. Throughout the summer months, they completed annual reporting requirements and began preparations for the Paint the Town Orange initiative and related truth and reconciliation events. In addition to these efforts, Suta Kachicha hosted a tobacco tie workshop at the Eagles Fire Youth Center, where participants learned the teachings behind tobacco ties and engaged in hands-on cultural learning. The event provided a meaningful opportunity for cultural sharing. September brought the successful delivery of several key initiatives. The New to Reconciliation event offered education and dialogue for individuals new to reconciliation, helping participants understand allyship and ways to contribute to positive change in their communities. The Paint the Town Orange initiative saw strong engagement for its second year, with local Indigenous artists painting orange shirts on business windows throughout the city. Interest exceeded capacity, with businesses requesting to be added to next year's waitlist, demonstrating growing local support and awareness. The coalition also resumed its regular meetings this quarter, introducing new approaches to engagement, such as medicine picking for sage, which was highly appreciated by attendees and requested for future gatherings. Suta Kachicha additionally partnered in the National Indigenous Residential School Museum event and their annual Truth and Reconciliation March, showing continued commitment to remembrance, education, and action. Overall, this quarter highlighted Suta Kachicha's dedication to cultural visibility, relationship building, and community-driven reconciliation. As this program moves into the final quarter of 2025, the focus will be on evaluating outcomes from recent initiatives, planning for winter cultural programming, and continuing to strengthen collaboration across the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions on that? Thank you again. Councillor Espy.
Thank you, Your Worship, and I will present the third quarter report for the Portage la Prairie Parks Committee. Activities completed this quarter: installation and grand opening of accessible playground swing at Island Park. Co-op winter park signage has been installed. Rotary skate park signage not yet completed. Activities begun this quarter: continue fundraising for Simplot Central Park. Planning with Simplot for title sponsor, signage for Simplot Central Park, which I thank administration for taking on. Considering options for more benches and a rain shelter in Simplot Central Park. And the goals for the next quarter: install signage for Rotary Skate Park, finalize details of title sponsor signage for Simplot Central Park, and begin installation of paths and a washroom.
Thank you. Any questions for Councillor Espy? Okay, thank you. We'll move on to Public Safety Committee, Councillor Doyle.
Thank you, Your Worship. I would like to call upon our CSO manager, Caitlin Sandin, for the CSO third quarter report.
Okay. Good evening, Your Worship, Council, and everyone else in attendance. We'll start off with some statistics like we usually do for this. A couple to note. Calls for service have continued to rise this quarter, with the Community Safety Office responding to 313 calls in the third quarter alone. That is up significantly from the second quarter. A few to note that have increased and a few that have decreased. A couple that have increased: biohazard disposal. Those aren't necessarily calls for service that are always coming in. I'd say about 50% are the officers out there cleaning up needles and drug paraphernalia and other things that we don't want anyone getting into. And about 50% of it is reports directly from the public. A couple other that have been or that have increased slightly here. We're looking at suspicious activity being one of them, as well as intoxicated persons calls. Those are ones that we're seeing a little bit more of now that we maybe weren't seeing of before. So I just want to make this known. This increase does not necessarily indicate a rise in incidents, but rather, you know, it reflects the growing community awareness and the confidence in reporting to our office in general, as well as the proactive presence of the officers in observing and deterring unwanted activity as a whole. So it doesn't necessarily mean that things are getting worse. It's just the stats are showing that they're out there and that the public is aware of our presence now, which is great. The upward trend highlights both stronger public engagement and the office's ongoing visibility within the community. Our staffing has stayed about the same. It's maintained its current staffing complement, and the newly appointed officers are continuing to learn their roles and are doing well as they gain experience in the community and knowledge about their authorities. The hours of operation have also remained unchanged, with the department continuing to operate from 0700 hours to 22:30. Our equipment has also remained the same. We are still operating with 2 units, and we do still have 2 e-bikes on the road, a little less so now with this weather, but again, perfect timing for it. Public relations, the Community Safety Office has been active in a variety of community initiatives like always. Officers participated in weekly wellness walks with the United Way. This was helping to provide items to folks in need. They also met with some local businesses and organizations, including the Portage Library, Prairie Pregnancy, and Red River College, to strengthen partnerships and also to get the information out there and the education out there and how we can help. The team supported community events such as the U of M Aggie Bed Push by providing some traffic safety, and they partnered with PCRC and What's the Scoop to bring ice cream treat vouchers to youth throughout the community and hand it out within the community. We wanted to also just extend the thank you to both What's the Scoop and PCRC for allowing us to be a part of that, and I think what made a lot of children happy. The Community Safety Office also just continues to work closely and effectively with the RCMP and other partner agencies to support the community safety. Lastly, for projects, the department is currently exploring options for a new office to better suit our just ongoing growth and operational needs in general. And in addition, planning is underway for 2026 for its initiatives aimed at enhancing officers' abilities and strengthening service delivery as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you. I really liked your comment on calls for service does not mean more crime. Very, very important, right? And I do agree. I think it is a very positive thing that citizens and businesses are aware of your services and that they can call in. And I think that makes a big difference in our community. So thank you. Anyone? Councillor Doyle?
Thank you, Your Worship. Through Your Worship to Ms. Sandin. Yes, thank you for your report. I think it's also important to note that over and above the awareness factor, it was the end of Q2, the start of Q3, I guess, that saw the increase in the hours of operation as well. So obviously when the hours expand like that, the calls for service are also going to go up as well. But I just want to thank you for all the work and the effort that you put in, and you and your team have made a massive difference in this city in a very short time. So thank you for your hard work.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Councillor Porter?
Sorry, I'd just like to add what Councillor Massey said in his report to you, is that as we were on our business walks, it was very obvious through the businesses that you guys do a wonderful job, helpful, and you're, they couldn't say enough about the program, and it seemed to be less of a concern this business walk compared to last year. There was other things that, jumped the ladder before that of concern, but definitely not the as much crime as there was or theft. So it was all thanks to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Councillor Doyle?
Thank you, Your Worship. And now I would like to call on our Acting Area Commander, Zane Semaniak, for his RCMP report.
Good evening, Mayor Knox and members of council. short guy. This evening, I'll provide an overview of the RCMP's second quarter policing report with statistics from July 1st, 2025 through September 2025. A review of the mayor's report. Persons crimes were down from 200 last quarter to 170. Property crimes were down from 228 to 212. Theft of motor vehicles remained the same from last quarter at 16. Break and enters were the same as quarter one at 38. Mischief was up from 178 to 209, and that includes damage to property and obstruct lawful enjoyment of property as well. Overall, a fairly balanced report in comparison to the second quarter a year ago. The biggest change was property crime going from 298 in the second quarter in 2024 to 212 in 2025, and traffic violations going from 363 to 625, which goes to show the proactive work. And I did receive a spreadsheet from traffic services in September, and Portage la Prairie was number one in the province at issuing over $63,000 in fines within the city limits. Overall crime statistics, we saw a slight increase of municipal total calls for service during the second quarter, having 2,665 calls for service compared to last year at this time, having reported 2,596 calls. Municipal overview of our human resources. Our detachment has a full-time equivalent of 27 municipal police officer positions. Within the second quarter, we had 19 working. We had 4 members on special leave, and we had 4 hard vacancies. We do have, I'm pleased to say in the future here, with succession plans to transfer into Central Plains, we have 2 new members coming to Portage la Prairie, 1 to Amaranth and 1 to Treehorn, and that will be transfer being issued in November and December. Our annual performance plan, second quarter results this year, as mentioned before, they are project-based for employee growth and development. The biggest one under modernization, stewardship, and service delivery, I'll kind of touch on what the other reports did. Our GIS team did retail blitzes, were conducted in quarter one and quarter two, with funding partnership with the Manitoba Integrated Law Enforcement Team. Both blitzes were well received from the local business community. Enforcement numbers were significantly higher in quarter one, yet feedback was very positive of the perception of shoplifting occurrences seemed to be tapered down in the second quarter, which again, hats off to the CSO program there. Thank you for the opportunity to present this evening the second quarter reports. I look forward to continuing to work together to enhance community safety. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's the lowest number I've seen for working and vacancies. Am I right in that? I think
it's got to be darn close. That's for sure.
It's got to be darn close. So, I thank you and all your members for the work that they are doing here. We do know that we're hearing information of more resources being put into our CMP, and so whatever role we can have to advocate and lobby for those, we will continue to do so. I don't have much else to say on that one, so thank you for this report. And yeah, anyone else have any questions or no?
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. Councillor Doyle.
Thank you, Your Worship. Unfortunately, our bylaw representative couldn't be here this evening, so I'll take a stab at this report here. The way it's written, I can't compare to the third quarter of last year, except for the top graph you'll see in the report for the calls for service. And I don't know the exact reasoning for the calls for service to go up, but I'd like to think that between us as a city and then our 3 levels of law enforcement, we've really educated our city as to who to call and when it comes to bylaw, CSO, or RCMP. And so there might be a little bit more clarification for everyone, and possibly that's why the calls for service in bylaw have gone up. We see a list of deferred incidents, and so this happens when bylaw is called, and it's deferred to various departments, whether it be conservation, private exterminator, or an animal protection officers. You know, the thing that jumped out at me about this report, it was the snakes in a bed, which was referred to a private exterminator. So that's interesting. Outside of that, I don't really want to speak too much to the report here. We've got some pictures down at the bottom of Bubbles the cat, Jinx the dog, and a hawk. So I'm guessing that Bubbles the cat and Jinx the dog, they appear to be in the animal control facility. The hawk, I'm not too sure where the hawk's at right now, but that's all I have for my report.
Hopefully to the rehabilitation center in Manitoba. Excellent. Any questions on that, anyone? Okay, that ends our quarterly reports. We'll move into old business. We have second and third reading of traffic bylaw 25-8784. Councillor Porter.
Thank you, Worship. I have in front of me the report to council, the traffic bylaw 25-8784, the second and third readings. So the background is on this is that the city management team reviewed the existing traffic bylaws and feedback received from the stakeholders to identify areas for improvement. And in addition to minor amendments to reflect current practices and updated wording, the following are the key changes presented to council. First of all, loading zones. Add loading zone at 1746 Saskatchewan Avenue West on the north side. Add loading zone at 36 2nd Street Southwest on the east side. The next one is time-limited parking. Added time-limited parking on the Saskatchewan Avenue West between 6th Street West and 7th Street West, north side. Added time-limited parking on Saskatchewan Avenue West between the 11th Street West and 20th Street West, both sides. Added time parking on 3rd Street Southwest between Saskatchewan Avenue and Dufferin Avenue, east side. And added time-limited parking on Dufferin Avenue between 2nd Street Southwest and 4th Street Southwest, south side. The other one is no parking. They extended the no parking area on the east side of Row Road from Fisher Avenue to Lorne Avenue. They've also eliminated block face parking for enforcement purposes. The next one they did was formally separated the 3 city parking lots so they will no longer be treated as one for enforcement purposes. They included references and provisions for bicycle lanes, and vehicles will not be allowed to park on any portion of the street on the business day prior to residential garbage collection day. Previously, it was the day after. Now it is prior to the residential garbage collection day. And the following change was also made after first reading was given, and that was time-limited parking. They added time-limited parking on the west side of 16th Street Southwest between Saskatchewan Avenue West and the rear lane. So it was the alternatives are to proceed with second and third reading of traffic bylaw 25-8784 or to any direction that council may provide. It is the administration recommendation, and I so move that the council of the city of Portage la Prairie give second reading to traffic bylaw 25-8784.
Moved by Councillor Porter, seconded by Councillor Espy. Any questions or comments? Councillor Meyer?
Thank you, Worship. Not really a question or a comment, but I just wanted to read into the record that I also received a personal letter in regards to one of the areas that was addressed in this. So I just wanted to bring it up to council that I'd received that. So I did receive it today. Now,
Are
I'm
you
not quite
reading
sure.
it into record, or geez?
Well, yeah, I guess I could, just so that it's there, right? Is that how that works when it's addressed to a personal counselor? I just want all council to be aware of it. Does it matter?
It's not addressed to council, so.
No, it's just addressed to me, but I want obviously be aware that I received something on the side, unless every other counselor did as well. I do not know that.
Yeah. Do you want it read in or?
Well, no, I think it's fine. I'm not quite sure the process with that. I should have brought it up earlier.
Do you
and
know
I just
what? I mean, probably since you brought it in, I would probably
Probably?
read it because it'll be confusing to people if it's,
Does that make sense?
yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
do
so the
they-
letters addressed to the actual owner of the business.
Does it support your decision or anything like
It doesn't
that?
affect my decision in any way, shape, or form.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
sure. I don't know what
You
to do
tell
here.
me.
Sorry. If you want to say share the nature, but maybe not, I wouldn't maybe read the name unless they're comfortable with you publicly giving their name.
Okay, am I reading the letter? Now, the letter itself was actually addressed to a business owner,
Oh,
but then the card was addressed to me, making me aware of this letter and aware of the drawing the attention of the city council. So I won't maybe read the letter, but it just says, I'll read this into the record just so people are aware. Preston, I'm taking the liberty of making you personally aware of a concern that I am drawing to the attention of the city council. And this was a letter from the applicant to a business owner that is affected by one of these areas.
yeah, do you
And
want
it may
to?
not have any bearing on anything, but I just remembered it today.
Yeah. Do you want to bring the concern forward to council? Like what the concern is?
I can.
It's just this is very vague where
I
it's
know.
like,
I know.
yeah. I would say you should bring it forward if it came to this far at the table because now it's public and people,
At that
yeah.
point,
Yeah.
you got
We
it.
just don't, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay. So I've just returned home from shopping at your store, as I frequently do. All through the last year, I've been watching the construction of the apartment block on the next corner. Today, I also watched a frail old woman trying to get to her feet and her cane synchronized and the car door closed so she could make her way across 16th Street to another part of your same building. The scene spawned a series of questions in my mind. Where will the incoming tenants of the new apartment block be parking their cars? Where will the visitors of the tenants of the new apartment block be parking their cars? Will there be space available for me to park when I come to the shop? So surely, I said to myself, the city has taken this matter into consideration, has given thought to how it will be protecting asset for the clientele of the established business. And that is related to one of the specific areas on the parking bylaw.
what'll be great is if without having any information, I can tell you all those concerns are addressed in this new bylaw. So,
Correct. I just wanted to bring that forward so that you know I received a letter.
yeah. Okay, perfect. Any other comments or questions? Councillor Doyle?
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a question through Your Worship to administration regarding the time-limited parking. Do we know at this point, so is all of our time-limited parking in our city the same in every area? And what is that limit? And does it have a schedule?
9 to 6, right?
All the details of time limited parking are put on the signs in the area that they are posted in, but the general nature would be it's 2 hours on the streets and 3 hours within the lots.
Thank you.
One of the other big concerns, and you'll notice this, was which we heard from the previous bylaw with the block face parking, which we heard a lot of comments and concerns from. I did as a mayor, and I'm sure our city staff did as well, because it was confusing for people. Is definitely something that's good in this change. I have a question for maybe Ms. LaQuee Jobin. What does it mean about the bike lanes? Like the provisions and references, what does that mean exactly?
Basically, we just added bike lane. We added a definition for bike lanes and added them to any of the items that are referring to sidewalks and travel lanes to make them also apply to the bike lanes.
Especially for snow removal, etc., like that. That's the reason?
Yeah, snow removal and parking and a number of things.
Okay, makes sense. Councillor Porter, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I just wanted to add in a little bit that, I really look forward to some of these changes because I think that they do reflect the stakeholders' feedback on this. Because I did hear a lot about the 3 parking lots and and the seniors, around the Herman Pryor Center, trying to go from one place to the next. So I know that this is going to be very much appreciated. And very, very considerate, as well as eliminating the block face parking. And so I would just like to say that I also appreciate this. So thank you.
I'll be clear, just because the media is here. It is still 3-hour parking in the parking lot at the Herman Pryor. So I've had lots of meetings on that. So. Councillor Nichols.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'd just like to extend those thanks. This is a lot of work to put together, to put this policy in place and do what it is and make it, map it out, and go through the areas to understand what it is that not only has come forward to us, but also through the stakeholders. And I can understand the work that goes in the back piece of this to get it to the front piece. So I just want to thank management for that. Administration, thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Massey.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a question following up a little bit on Councillor Nichols on the consultation. I have no doubt our admin team have done a great job parking us. So it can be such controversial issues. But just on the stakeholder, can you just expand a little bit about the stakeholders and what process? There's a lot of changes and a lot of good changes, I think. But can you just expand a little bit more on the stakeholder engagement, who it was, and just so we're clear that, there was a really thorough process done to get this bylaw in place?
Ms. Jacoda.
Thank you. Through your worship to Councillor Massey, staff have been for some time collecting information from different stakeholders, especially since the avenue construction was completed, and have been documenting those items for consideration when the bylaw was reviewed. There's also been some conversations with the Chamber of Commerce and bylaw enforcement to just ensure that we were covering everything that we needed to with this revision.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Okay. All those in favor? That is carried. Councillor Porter.
Thank you, Your Worship, and that the traffic bylaw 258784 be read a third time, finally passed, signed, and sealed.
Moved by Councillor Porter, seconded by Councillor Espy. All those in favor? And that is carried. Now, before we move on, I just want to ask the question of when will the signs go up and this start? Because that will be something people will ask. Ms. Laquijobin.
So now that it has been passed, we can order the signs. It will take a few weeks. There's quite a number of signs for us to receive them. There is a chance that we will not be able to get them in this fall, a pretty good chance, honestly. So then it will be done as soon as possible in the spring.
Excellent, thank you. And the real big change for our city as a whole is the before garbage day parking. And so we just rely on our local media to help us get that information out as clearly as possible, because we know there will be, it'll just be like anything where we have to get the information out the best we can, but it'll take some time for people to get used to. Thank you. We will adjourn council, move right into committee. We will at 6:49 p.m. Call committee to order at 6:49 p.m. Finance, Legislative and Property Committee, Councillor Massey.
Thank you, Worship and colleagues. For committee this evening, we have the dates for 2026 for our council meeting dates, so very important. You'll notice staff have taken into account a lot of the big events around throughout the year to try and make sure we don't conflict with things like the A&M convention. But they are there for just for information right now. We will be bringing this forward formally at the next council meeting. But just please note them. Please mark them in your books for 2026. If there's any concerns, please flag those for staff. If there was something very much missed or anything, but you see maybe a conflict with a community, a big community event. But it's just, we'll deal with this at the next council meeting. Thank you, Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Massey. Okay, City Planning and Economic Development Committee, Councillor Meyer.
Thank you, Your Worship. City Planning and Economic Development Committee has nothing to report in committee tonight.
Thank you. Community Services Committee, Councillor Espy.
Thank you, Worship. The Community Services Committee, I have nothing to report, but one of my council colleagues has something they'd like to bring up. So through your Worship, I'll call upon Councillor Massey.
Thank you, Councillor Espy. A couple of things that I was involved in as Deputy Mayor that bring to Council's attention. Well, the first one is actually, I think a number of us were there. I just wanted to say the SETI workshop. I really enjoyed it. It was, for me, a very great learning opportunity on cultural experiences and understanding the cultural, just so much information there that I appreciated. I think we have a good working relationship with SETI, with our partners, but for me personally, that really hit home in terms of education that I was missing in my life. So thank you to all the people that organized that and to the SETI staff as well. I brought greetings to the Kin Canada Convention, District 2, which is Manitoba and Northwest Ontario. They, as you know, the old Kinsman Kinet group, they're now Kin Canada. And this was people from all over Manitoba and Northwest Ontario. So it was great to see representatives there. They're a service organization like Rotary, like a lot of them. And it was great that they chose Portage la Prairie, which was a good decision to have their convention. So we had a couple of our local people there. The Roberts, they are very active in our community and were there and just had a big reason the convention was here in Portage, thanks to them. So wanted to mention that. Library board, we had a library board meeting recently, and one of the things that's really good news, looks like our year-end financial projections are very positive. And that's really great to see. I think we're doing a better job of managing our resources. I want to thank Council again last year for the increase that the library got. It shows that it's helping, and I think they're on a solid footing right now financially. And I think for me, that was a good news story finally for our library who do so much good work in our community. The other thing I'll report is our new library director will be starting in December, and she will be there, and I look forward. Our board has already started preparing to meet with her and keep things rolling. But again, a big thank you to Sharon Nichols, who's been the acting director for the last number of months. I attended like a lot of you, a few of you did, I believe. Mayor Knox brought greetings to the PCRC annual meeting, and I believe Councillor Nichols was there as well, and I think that was it, from Council.
Councillor Espy, but he was
Councillor
on
Espy,
their board. Yeah.
he's on the board, yes. You were there, Councillor Espy. Great. But really interesting and a great, for me, an education on the Youth Hub. Very good, very big thing that I learned a lot, again, of what the Youth Hub is doing in our community. And lastly, I attended, like a lot of you, some openings of business. I know Councillor Meyer gets very excited about that, as we all should, but Red Apple and McDonald's. So that was the past month, Your Worship.
Thank you. Just to follow up on the McDonald's opening, we're excited for them. That's the second location in Portage la Prairie. I've had lots of questions about youth employment there. And so I just thought publicly we should just let people know that the HR department and the management of McDonald's had reached out and had some discussion about, because they were asking about how they could get involved with more hiring in our community and what they could do. And so we were able to connect them directly with the high school, and they went in and actually set up a table in the high school and did recruitment of youth. And I had the chance to speak to them the other day, and they said it was a very successful thing for them to do. They've hired a number of youth to work in both of their stores, and that they actually are looking to take that same project and program to do it to their locations in Neepawa and in Brandon to do more youth hiring. So some of the questions out there in the community you can share with people. Lots of local youth going to be working at our McDonald's stores. So excellent. Okay, nothing else, Councillor Espy? Maybe we'll talk about the twisted fairy tale right now. Councillor Meyer, did you want to comment on that?
Oh, I'd absolutely love to comment on that. And you know what? For those that had an opportunity to see it, I just want to congratulate, of course, one of our employees, Stacey Zimmer, who really is the life of Halloween in the city of Portage la Prairie from the city of Portage la Prairie perspective. We had a number of counselors and a number of volunteers that worked it. I couldn't tell who was who because they were dressed up so well. But on Saturday from 12 to 3 at the Vopni Park, City Council, through the efforts, of course, of our administration and council, was able to put together the Twisted Fairy Tale. So all that I know is that I got to be Prince Charming, if that's not a surprise. Actually, it was Prince Charming dead, but still, it's still Prince Charming. And and everybody, of course, dressed up as well. So I can't tell you how many we had there, but it was just the you know me, I'll go on forever. The decorations and the costumes from the kids and the chocolates. It was just a cool afternoon, and I was so glad to be able to be a part of it. And I don't know how many we had through there. I'm not sure if we did a number, but between that and the library, I know that if there was any young child in this town that wanted a piece of chocolate, they would have gotten one that day. So once again, on behalf of the city, thank you to Stacey Zimmer, of course, and then, of course, to the rest of the administration and council for being able to put that together. And Mayor Evil Riding Hood was was that right?
Wasn't evil.
Well, what was the look?
I got caught by the big bad wolf.
Oh, that's what. Sorry, I get confused with all the fairy tales. You know what I mean? But sorry, Mayor Red Riding Hood. Then.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were all evil.
Lots of great comments about our community in the fact that it was well coordinated, with that there was events at the library, at Stride Place, at Vopni Park, and then later on at Boss Dance Academy, that it was just people say, what's there to do in Portage? And if you like Halloween, it was a day to do lots. So congratulations to everybody. And I was counting and I stopped at 12, so I shouldn't have that job next year. So few hundred. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Waterworks Committee, Councillor Nichols.
Thank you, Worship. Waterworks Committee has nothing for committee this evening. Thank you, though.
Thank you. Transportation Committee, Councillor Porter.
Thank you, Worship. Transportation Committee has nothing to report.
Thank you. Public Safety Committee, Councillor Doyle.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just for the record, I would never call you evil Red Riding Hood. Public safety has nothing to report.
Thank you. Councillor Doyle, maybe you could comment. You're hitting the road next week. Where are you going?
I am hitting the road next week. I'm going to Halifax to the Canadian Centre for Safer Communities conference. So the schedule was just released last week, and there is a lot of good speakers and a lot of good breakout sessions. So I'm looking forward to attending and learning some things that I can bring back to our city, and I will have a full report next meeting.
That's awesome. And that organization is the overseeing organization of our community safety and well-being plan. So I think it'll be great for you to learn. Awesome. Thank you. If nothing else, we'll adjourn committee at 6:59 p.m. Thank you, everyone.